Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Welcome to the listener line.
New message.
Yo, this is DeMarco, man, from South Craig, representing. I just want to say, man, I'm tired of these women out here that want 1956 treatment, holding these doors and stuff with the 2015 mentality, acting like they don't need no man for nothing, and that's all I got to say. Sway, you doing that thing, man. Heather B, I fucks with you. I fucks with the show.
New message.
Man, what's going on? This is Mike from Houston, Texas. About the whole thing for opening the door to ladies, getting up for ladies, man. And down here is a Southern gentleman. We raised like that, mothers, teachers, hey, get up, open the door for a lady. Even myself, when I go on dates with ladies, they even reach for the door. I mean, I kind of, slap their hand like, hey, what you doing? Don't reach for the door like that, So, I mean, it's just, one of those things down here, you need to come down here to Texas and, you'll see how the Southern gentlemen treat their ladies. All right, what up?
New message.
Good morning, Heather B. and Tracy G. It's your boy Sean from Washington, D.C., the District of Crazy. I just wanted to thank you guys for holding it down today. Sway, I hope you feel better, brother. Listen to the show, the Wake Up Show last night. It was on fire. I love y'all. Kelly Kincaid, OQ, DJ Wonder, Superstar Torch, everybody. Thank you guys so much for making our day that much better. One love.
New message.
Man, Sway and DJ One, they are what up. Shot-Town, PK, all day, what?
12 minutes into the hour, Shade 4-5, Sway in the morning. Good to be back at work today.
Hi, Sway.
Good morning, Heather B.
Good morning.
Forgive me for my shortcomings. Yesterday, I was sick.
What was wrong with you? Is it the stomach? Are you going to tell a disgusting morning story?
It was definitely the stomach, but since you put it that way, I guess I got to pick a new story to tell. So, today I had an interesting ride in the taxi coming to work today. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to this man who's from India who's been a taxi driver for 35 years. And I'm always curious about, people who work in the city, for the city, and their lives, their backgrounds. I find, taxi drivers are some of the most interesting people because they meet some of the most interesting people. And I was like, man, what's on your mind this morning, sir? And he was showing me the meter. And he said, well, here's the problem with my job. You see this fare right here? Mm-hmm. And at that point, it was at $14.50. And I said, yeah. He said, you see this second fare right here? It was 50 cents. And I said, well, what is that? He said, well, that 50 cents is a MTA tax. Money that goes to the subway system and, whatever the city transportation is, right? Really? He was like, yeah. So I said, I'm paying for the subway too? While I'm in a taxi? He said, yeah. He said, you see those bikes right there? All those city bikes?
Yeah.
He said, yeah, those city bikes, if you trace it back, are owned by a company that's owned by the mayor. Now, I don't know if this is true or not.
Bloomberg?
Yeah. Is that true?
I don't know.
I don't know if that's true or not. I said, what? Really? And he was like, yeah. So we got to research this, by the way. I'm just telling you my conversation. He said, you see the screen in the taxi?
Yeah.
With the GPS and navigation system? You trace back who owns that company. That's the mayor, too.
Sway, you could be right, because I was trying to figure out how come these city bike riders don't have helmets, and Bloomberg wasn't flipping out over that. He's a businessman first. And I didn't understand how come they don't have to have helmets on. It was a big deal in New York City at some point that bikers had to have them, but not the city bike riders.
Now, OQ, can you look that up?
Yeah, I'm checking it.
You check that up for me real quick?
Wow.
It made me think of like jobs that people work at where the person, the CEO or the person that's running the company is definitely taking advantage of their position for corporate or personal gain.
Could this be why he stole the third-year election to put this in power in place?
I mean, it's a New York problem. Everybody else around the country, y'all probably not tripping on this unless you got a mayor who's rich, who is, taking advantage of the system, or even a boss. If you've experienced that, I want to hear those stories this morning. 888-742-3345. Got a lot of great guests scheduled to come by. Let's see if they make it. Cameron, Pusha T.
Hey.
DJ Premier,
hey.
DJ Tony Neal from the Core DJs. I'm feeling better already, Heather. Got some Common playing in the background.
Nice.
In the morning, 20 minutes into the hour, Shade 4-5. Talking to a taxi driver this morning who's been driving the country for 35 years. Mm-hmm. And he said he loves this country. but he feels like the country ignores the lower class and primarily focuses on the middle class and the rich. Him being lower class, it just pissed him off. And he was talking about how many companies the mayor of New York has an investment in that the city helps to generate money for. These city bikes. What do you call them? Citibank bikes.
Citibank bikes,
They got these bikes in New York where you could just swipe your credit card, take it off the lock, and drive it around, right?
Yeah, and they taking up a lot of space. Those areas where they used to be parking, but no longer.
Yeah, this guy was like, yeah, man, the boss of the city is making money off the city.
Businessman.
I love it. If you got a boss like that, or know of one, let me know about it. Cameron in St. Louis, are you there?
Yeah, man. What's up?
What's up, brother?
Good morning, Cameron. How you doing?
Cam.
Good. What's going on?
Yeah, what's your story, bro?
Man, I work for a multi-billion-dollar company. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We've got 35 offices spread out across the United States, and all the offices, the company owner owns the offices. So he's taking the leases. I saw the lease budget and how much they pay out a year, and it's close to $50 million a year that he's getting back on all these buildings.
See, that's interesting. So he works for the company. He's the company owner.
Yeah.
And he sells his company office space?
Yes.
Wow.
That's the best racket going.
Talk about respect my greedy. He's greedy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. Thanks for your call. That's interesting.
No problem. Thank you, guys.
You're welcome.
We got Bill, or is it Tyson or Bill?
It's Bill.
Bill in Wisconsin. Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning.
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing all right. So you've seen the examples of this, right?
Yeah. I was in school, in college, and I had a professor who was an author of like 3 or 4 books that he made us all buy. Yeah. And, word is he used to do that to everybody, that took his classes throughout the years, so he could sell his book sales, Wow.
So part of the curriculum when you take this course is to buy his book. Wow. When you get your syllabus and you see the books that you have to buy by Professor Lawson, this book, Marketing 101, written by Dr. Lawson. Boom.
Yo, we're hustling backwards.
We are.
Tracy G, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Since you started working here, be honest.
Okay.
You feel like you learned a lot?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, and people ask me that all the time, and I always have lengthy answers for them.
What do you say?
Well, one of the first things Dwayne has taught me is during interviews to always be ahead of the person that you're speaking to. So to know which direction that they're going to go with the answer, whether they go with, a long, detailed answer or whether they're really short, just know what the next option is going to be.
Should I be charging her for that information I gave? This is what I'm saying right now, right?
Hey, look, you take it from some of these other people.
Oh, I'm backwards hustling right now. All
We
right,
should charge for space in here.
We should charge for space right here. Trey Famous is come here every day.
Yeah, taking up space.
Got money.
I should charge you for being broke. It's student loans. Okay, man, we'll take more of your calls. 888-742-3345. Up next, we got the update on the shutdown. Sway in the morning. Government is cracking up right now, literally.
Read all about it.
Hey, save your change. Sway's got your daily news right here, huh?
All right, 32 minutes into the hour. The country's conversation is all around the government shutdown. President Barack Obama is ready to take even on the Republican terms. He insisted on Tuesday, as long as Congress acts first to end the government shutdown, to raise the debt ceiling even for a short period. Here's President Obama.
This morning I had a chance to speak with Speaker Boehner, and I told him what I've been saying publicly, that I am happy to talk with him and other Republicans about anything. Not just issues I think are important, but also issues that they think are important. But I also told him that having such a conversation, talks, negotiations, shouldn't require hanging the threats of a government shutdown or economic chaos over the heads of the American people.
All right, now the House Speaker John Boehner, speaking yesterday after what he called a pleasant but ineffectual phone call with President Obama, promptly rejected the president's comments as nothing new.
Americans expect us to work out our differences, but refusing to negotiate is an untenable position. And frankly, by refusing to negotiate, Harry Reid and the president are putting our country on a pretty dangerous path. Listen, there's never been a president in our history that did not negotiate over the debt limit. Never.
What does that mean, Mike Muse? Mike Muse is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, Mike Muse, good morning.
Mike Muse, what does it all mean? All right, I want you to think about that, Mike, okay?
All right.
All right, think about what does these things mean? There's never been a president who didn't negotiate a debt ceiling. What President Obama is willing to have any conversation, long as there's not a threat involved. I'm confused. My mother. I'm going to tell you the story when we come back, how this has affected my mother. And if you guys want to have any questions about the government shutdown or you want to make any comments, Mike Muse is here. He can answer it. 888-742-3345. 35 minutes into the hour.
Get right to it and meet the candidates.
That completes the opening statements.
And now, here's Mike Muse with the political news on Sway in the Morning.
President Obama and John Boehner talked yesterday. President Obama said he's willing to have any conversation with any Republican, but John Boehner said this.
Americans expect us to work out our differences. But refusing to negotiate is an untenable position. And frankly, by refusing to negotiate, Harry Reid and the president are putting our country on a pretty dangerous path. Listen, there's never been a president in our history that did not negotiate over the debt limit. Never.
And you know what? Mike Muse is on the line with the political news. A lot of people are feeling a similar sentiment. I have Nick on the line. Nick, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
From Dallas. Hello to Mike Muse.
Hello, Mike.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing fine.
Great. Nick, I know you didn't expect me to pick you up, but I got you. How do you feel about this? You agree with John Boehner? Or where do you stand on this, Nick?
Well, I'm a little frustrated because I believe that Mr. Obama is being very irresponsible and disingenuous because when he was senator and was asked to raise the debt ceiling by Mr. Bush at that particular time, he voted against it. And he not only said, was it wrong, he said that it fell at the feet of the president and that the president held the responsibility of raising the debt ceiling and hurting the American people if he did. And I don't understand how he's taking a completely opposite position and hurting the American people. And I think that the American people need to stand up and say, this is childish. You tell your children to go negotiate, you go negotiate. It's the best thing for the country.
I think the whole thing is childish, man. Mike Muse, yes. I agree with Nick. I think it's childish. How can we end this? What's going on?
Yeah, well, I agree with you and Nick on the sentiment that it is childish, but where I disagree in is the fact of, Amanda is right. No, and Nick is right too. No president has ever refused to negotiate on raising the debt limit, but we're in different times. No president has ever had to negotiate when the House of Representatives had actually shut down the government. So we've never negotiated while the government was shut down. That's not what you do. So before, you always have to talk about raising the debt limit. And usually what happens is the debt limit is usually framed in budget negotiations, and it's usually attached to the type of amendments where you can vote on all that kind of stuff or regarding the budget. But you never have to negotiate the debt ceiling on terms of the government is shut down. So that's where we differ, and it's not historically true. So historically, the facts are we've never negotiated under government shutdown. You don't shut the government down to negotiate a debt ceiling. And what's also fascinating, Nick and others who take that view, is the fact of the Republicans did the government shutdown in order to defund Obamacare. So now they moved the goalpost to saying now the government shutdown is regarding the debt ceiling. They weren't discussing debt ceiling when they first shut the government down. The government shut down on their perspectives for Obamacare. Now that Obamacare is essentially in effect right now they moved it on to the debt ceiling.
The debt ceiling. Nick, thanks for your call, by the way, Nick.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Did you want to say something?
So much more to say.
Oh, go for it. Go. Forget it here. This show right.
Yeah,
go.
Go, Nick. Go. Go, Nick. Go.
I have a couple of statements regarding that. First of all, we never would have gotten to shutting down the government if Mr. Obama would have gone and negotiated well before, which is what the Republicans asked him to do. Second, with regards to Obamacare, what they're asking, and I wish this would get out to the public, what many of the Republicans are saying is, okay, yeah, we wanted to fund Obamacare because guess what? We've gone out spending like wild sailors and we can't afford it right now. Let us get our budget under control. But guess what the negotiations are right now?
Mm-hmm.
They're saying don't give big business and don't give congressional men and all their staffers benefits that the American people aren't getting. It's not fair. Mr. Obama, if you want to pass Obamacare, you live under Obamacare. Senators, if you want to pass Obamacare, you live under Obamacare. It's not fair that the rest of us have to do it when you don't have to.
Okay, now, Nick, let me have Mike Muse rebuttal that. Go, Mike.
Thanks, Wade. Thanks, Nick. Nick, I'm actually going to walk you backwards, actually, starting with Obamacare. The Obamacare was actually passed, and the House of Representatives passed it, and then the Senate, they passed it, and then the Supreme Court ruled it constitutional, and then the American public voted to keep it based upon deciding to re-elect President Obama versus electing Governor Mitt Romney, who ran to repeal Obamacare. So that's where we are with that. So it's already been passed. Second of all, the government, President Obama, and the Senate and the House of Representatives, they operate in the same way that Obamacare is structured, and the root of it is the exchanges. And the exchanges is essentially a marketplace where you can go and shop for health care, what makes it cheaper. So essentially, Nick, is like if you, me, Sway, and Heather B decide to have a party, we decide to chip in to buy some pizza, the more of us who chip in, the cheaper the pizza will be. That's essentially what it is. So the president, the government, the House of Representatives, and the senators, they all operate in the same system, which is called the exchange. So they already are doing that.
Okay.
So then to walk backwards on the budget situation, the President Obama and the Democrats have already, which is fascinating, Nick, they've already agreed to have the budget to where the Republican standard bearer, which is Paul Ryan's budget, they have actually decided to meet him at that level. So to answer your question, Nick, is they actually already have come down with the budget, and our spending and deficit has been shrunk in half since President Obama's terms. So again, what they're fighting for doesn't really make sense when you lay out the facts.
Okay.
So those are actually just the facts.
Okay, Nick, listen, Nick, I really appreciate your call. I know you're trying to go in again, but I got to take more callers. But I think you raised excellent points, Nick, and you're a citizen.
A Sway in the morning.
Nick.
Okay,
Yeah,
Nick?
thank you, Nick. I appreciate it.
All right, now we're going to hear from the other side, those who are actually being affected directly, not just indirectly by this government shutdown, including my mom. 44 minutes into the hour. Sway in the morning. Yeah. Sway in the morning, Shade 45, 47 minutes into the hour. We're talking about the government shutdown. I got Mike Muses on the line. Mike, the country is in chaos. My mother, that dear woman who worked 35 years of her life, beautiful woman, raised 3 kids on her own, me being the youngest, went from government assistance to saying I could do this on my own, worked hard to save money, to receive money, and found out that her Social Security check is being delayed.
Wow.
Because of this government shutdown. Called me yesterday. She's flying out of the country tomorrow as a retirement gift that I gave her.
Right.
Wow.
And some of the hotels in the area that she's flying to are asking you to have a certain amount of money on your credit card.
Right.
And she's afraid, not afraid, but like, man, her checks aren't coming in. And she's going overseas. And being the son that I am,
right?
I'm not treating y'all to lunch this Friday because I'm treating my mother to lunch when she go on vacation. But this is how it's affected. That hit me like a left hook. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being affected by this?
Yeah.
And I got a lot of we got like Francisco's in New York. You're in the military, right?
That's correct.
And how is this shut down? And first of all, salute to your service to this country. And it's unfortunate that this is taking place now. And people, you're being affected by this, right?
That's correct. We depend on a lot of civilians in every military base to be basically ready to fight for the battle. And right now, most of the civilians aren't even working. Most of our stuff is being delayed. You've heard about the commissary being closed, so most families can't even shop. They have to go outside the base to go do everything. And on top of that, as of yesterday, I read on the news that most families aren't getting paid their benefits for soldiers that are dying out in country. Like 4 of them just died this weekend,
and their family were told that they can't get their benefits because of the government shutdown.
Wow,
most families don't have that much money to pay for a funeral plus the travel and take care of that soldier's expenses.
Yeah. People live
right off the bat.
Yeah, they live it check to check, and that's so hard to hear, Francisco. And thank you for sharing that story.
Wow,
with
that
us.
is.
Frank is in Denver. You're a government employee, right, Frank?
Yes, I am, Sway.
And what is the environment like where you work?
They called us back on Monday.
Uh-huh.
All right, Sway. And I agree with the soldier that just gave that comment a few minutes ago. It is affecting a lot of soldiers here. And like I said, I've been working for the government about 30 years. And this is not the first shutdown. But what I will say, Sway, on the first call of Nick, that what she's saying that's incorrect because it's the law. We elected President Obama to be the president of the United States. Okay? It's the law for affordable health care. It's not called Obamacare. They need to get over it. That's what they need to do. Put everybody back to work, and let's get our country back on track and pull our soldiers out of Afghanistan and Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's costing the United States so much money.
You know what, Frank? You're a citizen.
A Sway in the morning.
Yeah. Mike Muse. Okay, Mike, go ahead and speak. I just want to let the citizens speak on both sides of the fence, because
absolutely, man. Firstly, I'm sorry to hear about your mom's situation. I think
that's a real. We talked last night about this.
Yeah. I mean, that's like real. And I think as we begin to go further with this shutdown, I think we're going to start hearing more stories of this. I think when we first began the conversation, even I came on and we kind of talked about the broad strokes about, parks being shut down, certain services being shut down, but we actually never even thought about the stories that will actually come out and say how this will really affect people on a day-to-day personal level, like your mom. And so the delay of the security checks being issued is awful. And it's like people don't have cushions, right? A way that we are right now in America in our system is that we don't have padding for 2, 3, 4 months. And so, yes, you will get it eventually, but that eventually may come too late. We have bills, trips to take, so we're dependent on that. Francisco raised a wonderful, not a wonderful, it's an unfortunate point about the government, the soldiers not being able to pay their benefits. And what Francisco, I think, should really dive deeper into. What happens is when a soldier who has passed away from serving our country in the war, when they come home, the government pays for their family to fly out to Dover to meet their loved ones who passed away. The government pays for their hotel. The government pays for the meals. The government pays for transportation in dealing with that. And also the government pays to make sure that their bodies are able to go back home. Burial costs are covered. So that's not even being taken care of right now. And so these really true stories are really coming to play, and it just fascinates me. Yes, Frank mentioned the conversation that we all just had with Nick, but the whole notion of it is that it doesn't have to be this way, right? Like, no matter where you stand, right? Like, you can be against Obamacare, you can be for Obamacare. Like, I don't really care about that, right? And in politics, we're going to, battle and go back and forth, but we've never battled and went back and forth with the government shutdown where we can't bring our soldiers. That's when it's getting a little childish, as you said earlier, and that's what's becoming ridiculous at this point. Like, just open this government back up and then let them play their foolish games, right?
Okay. I agree, Mike. Sorry, I want people to continue the conversation, but I want them to speak with you directly. Because if you got questions, whether you agree with what Mike Muse is saying or not, speak to them directly. We're all citizens under the same Shade 4-5 here, in the same nation. Hit them on Twitter at I am. Go ahead.
I am Mike Muse. That's I am Mike Muse, M-U-S-E, and you can hit me up on Facebook and just like my Facebook page at I am Mike Muse. Love to answer any questions you guys have, man.
Thank you, Mike. 52 minutes into the hour. Don't forget Cameron Pusha T are scheduled to come by today. We got sports up next.
Yes, Sway. My Rays and your Oakland A's had big games last night. I'll tell you how they went.
Recapping the latest in sports.
Yeah, baby! Yeah, baby! What a game! Unbelievable! What a game! Wait a minute! I don't believe what I just saw!
It's Sway in the Morning Sports Report on Shade 45.
All right, 57 minutes into the hour. Have the beat.
Yeah, Sway citizens, let's start with Major League Baseball, where my Tampa Bay Rays lost 3-1 to Boston, who is now going to the American League Championship Series.
One more strike to get. Koji peers over the glove. He rocks on a 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. It's over, and the Red Sox are headed to the American League Championship Series. They have defeated the Tampa Bay Rays 3-1 in the division series, and now they're out of the dugout, they're out of the bullpen, and they are piling on top of Koji Uehara.
And oh, you citizens who are Boston Red Sox fans, let the tweets keep coming. I'm busting back shots. Get out of here. I'll continue in the American League Series where Sway's Oakland A's faced the Tigers last night in Detroit, and here's how that ended.
Smith back in, Benoit ready. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss! He got him on strikes! And we're headed to a Game 5 in Oakland. Can't wait.
I just talked with Paul, Eminem's manager and good friend and attorney. And, they're from Detroit, and he was just calling me, ribbing me about the game. And I bet him a steak at Del Frisco's right downstairs that the A's are going to run away with the series. I thought they were going to win it last night.
I know you did. So you're getting calls from these Tiger fans now.
Yeah, man.
Oh, boy. NFL news, Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones may miss the rest of the season due to a foot injury. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Adam Pac-Man Jones was found not guilty of an assault charge accusing him of punching a woman in the head. Remember I told you that whole story in the club? Not guilty. And lastly, in NFL news, Cleveland Browns executive John Sandusky, the son of former Penn State assistant Jerry Sandusky, was arrested yesterday morning on suspicion of drunken driving. Ooh. Last but not least, in NBA news, the domestic violence case against Denver Nuggets point guard Ty Lawson has been dropped. The spokeswoman for the district attorney office said based on the investigation, they have no information to develop this case, no further information to develop the case, so it's dropped. Him and his girlfriend case is thrown out of court. That's it for your sports report. For more information, go to SiriusXM.com/sports report information.
And don't forget Sporty Sundays. Is this Sunday?
No, Sway. It will not be this Sunday due to the film festival. I'll be
that's
in
right, you're out of
San
town.
Francisco.
All right, you're balling somewhere else. All right, we got Celebrity Wire up next.
Yup, Sway. Someone from the Kardashian family has officially split with their lover.
What's next?
Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Now let me see, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it, pop it.
When Sway on the radio, you gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it off. It's the morning show. You gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it off. You gotta turn it on. I do it for the sexy ladies. I'm talking Heather B and Miss Tracy G. DJ Wonder on the ones and twos. Sway in the morning, that's the whole crew. Yeah.
Sway in the morning, Shade 45. 5 minutes into the hour. We're gearing up right now for Friday. I'm pissed that I got sick. Because I think what happens is I anticipate what's going on Friday. We're all partying in the Harrah's in Atlantic City. Anybody within the sound of my voice is invited. We got so many people on the guest list. Harris called me and was like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey, man, these are the citizens of Sway in the morning.
Ow.
Tell your friends." But here's the thing. This doesn't apply to you. Don't take this personal. You idiots who email us your first name and say, "I want to have 3 friends with me." That's dumb.
I don't get it.
What's wrong? Aren't you adults? We're 21 and over. Put your first and last name, and whatever friend that you want to have on, you got to put their first and last name.
And the reason you have to do this, they're going to check your ID. You have to be 21 and older to get in. You have to show state ID.
Yeah, so partywithsway@gmail.com. Atlantic City this Friday. We got special guests coming. Woo! We got a twerk contest. Woo! And really what we do is we party and
yeah, baby.
We have fun. So come meet the crew. We'll be there. If you want to be on the guest list, man, just come on out. It's Friday night. Especially if you're in Philly, that's just a hop, skip,
nothing.
Yeah. Anywhere in Jersey, Atlantic City,
that whole area down there, Camden, Freehold, Burlington, all that Lakewood,
DMV area,
Brick.
you might as well drive up.
Yeah, just drive up, man.
Yeah, okay. So partywithsway@gmail.com. Pusha T scheduled to come by this morning.
Nice.
Cameron too.
Hey.
Don't place no bets.
Oh, wow.
All right, so
got it.
And a famous DJ is going to be our guest mixer today from the Core DJs.
Nice.
The founder, the man responsible for many of your favorite artists becoming your favorite artists. Tony Neal is going to be our guest mixer today, ladies.
That's so nice.
Woo! Man, this is why you get SiriusXM.
Yeah, and I just got a text from a good friend saying he's also stopping by another DJ today, too.
DJ Premier.
Yeah.
He's coming by here today,
Sway,
too.
you big out here, son.
Nah, man. It's all about the citizens. Okay,
Son.
Tracy G, what do you got coming up?
Sway, I really hope that we had nothing to do with this, but CeeLo, his sexual battery case is being reinvestigated again.
Really?
Yep.
More of that up next. Sway in the morning.
Reporting on the latest celebrity news, scandals, and occasional sex tape. It's the Celebrity Wire on Sway in the morning.
All right, 14 minutes into the hour. Tracy G got that good stuff.
I do. Now, Miley Cyrus, we know that even though she's been on a high ever since her VMA performance, you know, she's had good appearances on television shows and whatnot.
Saturday Night Live.
There you go. Yo, what's your little beehive appearance?
Thank you. Thank you.
MTV VJ and human beehive, Sway.
Look at you, Sway. Okay, now the thing, though, is in Miley Cyrus's personal life, things haven't looked like they're on the up and up. You know, she had her big breakup with her fiancé, Liam Hemsworth, and it was all due to all of the ratchetness that she's into now. But according to her father, Billy Ray Cyrus, he recently did an interview, and he says that she's the happiest that she's ever been. His quote is, "All I know for sure is I heard my daughter say that she's the happiest she's ever been in her life immediately following the breakup. So that's when I say Miley has been so happy because she is now single." So this leads us to question, what could it be? Because, you know, she was with her man for such a long time. So a lot of people are maybe attributing it to the fact that her album came out. But now it sparks those rumors again that she is banging it out with Mike Will Made It.
Mike Will Made It, our friend. That's my little homie.
Black Pinga is making her happy?
That's what people are saying, man.
Sway predicted it.
Did I say that? I did say that, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, she's having a full experience. But Mike Will Made It out. Who's to say if that's true or not? They work together. Why can't it just be that?
I feel like a makeout happened. Like one random Saturday evening, just some mouths met. And there were no regrets.
Why? That's assuming that Mike Will made it with Miley.
Yeah. Okay, so you know what? So let's move on. We have to do a little traveling into CeeLo's past in particular because some old ghosts are about to start haunting him. Now, citizens, you may remember about a year ago, there was an LA woman and she accused him of spiking her drink when she met him at a sushi restaurant. And then she says that the next thing is she remembers waking up in a bedroom naked.
Yeah.
And then CeeLo was over her. So it's basically alleging that she got raped by him. Now, of course, everything was brought over to a judge and whatnot, but they said they didn't have enough evidence, so it wasn't going to be taken into court.
I remember this.
Now, a month ago, we had CeeLo on the show, and he exclusively and adamantly told us that the entire story was false.
The claims were baseless and untrue, and first of all, I ain't got to rape nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to sexually battery or abuse nobody. I promise you this. You know what I mean? But the accusation it was so untimely and unfortunate. Because we were in talks with sponsorship and people wanted to get behind me about this the Vegas venture. You know what I mean? Like, and a couple of people walked off of me.
Wow, that CeeLo gave us that exclusive. No one else had asked him about it at the time. We got to repurpose that on Sway'sUniverse.com.
Yes, I agree. Now, bringing it up all the way to the present, CeeLo, he is actually going to be facing prosecution for this alleged date rape crime because police have been in the middle of reinvestigating. Now it's being said that they're ordering up a toxicology test. They're looking for more witnesses, and they are expected to be resubmitting findings to the DA later this week.
That's like a witch hunt right there.
Wow.
That's like a witch hunt.
Absolutely.
CeeLo alone, man.
I like CeeLo Green.
Yeah,
I do too. So hopefully this all gets dismissed.
Yeah, until proven guilty, man.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here with
All right, so going into reality stars, I feel like there may be a new show coming, and I'm going to give it a title. It's going to be called Breaking Up with the Kardashians because after 22 years of marriage, Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner, they have decided to separate. They are living in two separate homes, and they both released a joint statement saying we are living separately and we are much happier this way.
Why not get divorced?
Oh, well, the rumor is because it's going to affect the reality show and whatnot. They've already got like $40 million for the family. So if they get divorced, he technically doesn't have to be on the show.
This is a
money?
funny. Of course, it's about the money.
Okay.
This is a funny story too, Tracy, because Khloe Kardashian, who's kind of in limbo with this whole Lamar Odom thing and her being married to him. She's saying that she won't divorce him either because if she does, she's afraid he may do something crazy,
drastic with his own personal safety,
with his own person, maybe OD, maybe go on a longer binge with the drugs. So maybe these women have issues besides Kim, of course, with divorcing people. I don't know.
That's just weird. Kim, that's still not in talks of being married?
Yeah, because Kim, now on her side of things, she's actually supposedly not rushing into marriage with Yeezy because, of all her past failed relationships. So she's actually putting a stall on that.
Smart.
You called that, Heather B.
Yeah.
People, that always fascinates me when people are married and then they decide to get separated and then they stay married for years, but they're not together and they live in separate places and they function like they're single, but they're still married.
It's better for business.
Is that what it is? I'm curious to if any of our citizens tuned in right now are actually in that situation. Tell us, how is it working for you? 888-742-3345, 18 minutes into the hour. All right, 21 minutes into the hour. We're talking about Kris and Bruce Jenner being divorced. No
divorce.
Being married.
Yes, for 22 years, but they're separated, living in separate homes.
And that's not divorced. They're being married, acting like they're divorced.
Yeah.
Listen, here's my, Heather, you're making very valid points. Off mic, we were talking about people stay in these relationships for business purposes, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Insurance. They still own homes and different things together. It's just easier to live separately than do the paperwork and deal with stuff like that.
I get that, but I would do the paperwork, pay the cost. I'll take a loss on the cost to take a gain psychologically. I'm about the harmony, man.
Yeah,
whatever. That broad is out. No hesitation. Crystal.
Yes.
You hear about Bruce and Kris Jenner that they're living separate lives?
Yes. I live separate life. I live a separate life from my husband. We're married on paper, and we just don't get along. We can't live together. He lives in a different state, and I live in a different state. It's like a business marriage. We get benefit to being married because he's in the military, so we don't want to lose that. So
when you say we?
Yeah, we.
You mean you?
No, because he wouldn't get half of the money that he's getting if he wasn't married.
So, are you in other relationships?
No, I don't date. I'm good.
Get the hell out of here, Crystal. Come on, you have me. Tell us start. Last time you had sex?
It's been a while. I have a daughter. We have a daughter, so I don't want to have that lifestyle, letting her think that it's okay to see her mommy date a different guy.
I see you. I feel you. I appreciate that. When you guys are together, do you and him, do y'all cross that line?
No, we don't like each other.
Wow. And you got married and had a child.
I have no idea why we did that.
I mean, really? You not only got married, you had a child.
Yeah, we did. But the child came before the marriage, so.
Okay. All right. So you was big freak and got caught up and then decided. Okay, I get it. Crystal, I love your kind. You're a citizen.
I'll sway in the morning.
All right.
Thank
okay.
you.
Hey, Crystal, DJ, what was that?
You sent a picture?
Oh, yeah. Send a picture so you can make our citizen board, Crystal. Okay?
Lord.
Send it to swayinthemorning@gmail.com.
swayinthemorning@gmail. Okay, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, do it right now. Thank you, Crystal. Lala.
Hey, Lala.
Hey, Lala. Lala's in Miami. Now, we're talking about Kris and Bruce Jenner. They're living in separate homes, but they're staying married. You know of a couple that's done the same?
My mom and dad, they're 35 years, and how about he is in another island, and he has a whole nother family, and now he's on a third another family with a younger woman, and my mom is still there, and they have a hotel. He's building phase 3 of the hotel, and she has the business in the Bahamas, and she said there's only going to be one Miss N, and she's not going anywhere, and it's 35 years.
Yo, so your mom is his bottom bitch. He's pimping. That's what it is. She's
I wouldn't call my mom a bottom bitch.
But you know what I mean, though, right?
I understand what you're saying, but I told her she's like a strong woman because I'm like, my dad has in total 72 kids.
Wait, what? Did she say 7 too? 7?
How many?
72 kids. And with my mom, the first 16 is with my mother.
What number are you?
I am number 10.
She forgot. She didn't even know what number she was. I'm going to just refer to you as number 10.
Yes, call me number 10.
Have you 72? Do y'all have family reunions?
I'm even afraid to date anyone from the island. How about that?
Because it might be your brother.
That might be brother or cousin. Uncles got mental.
How can your dad afford 72 children? Is he paying like child support or no?
My dad only have kids in Haiti and then the Bahamas. There's no such thing as child support.
Who are these?
But he has a hotel that he takes care of his children. My father does take care of his kids. I can give him that. He was a father, but he was not a husband.
Okay. I see where you're going with this. I'm just curious of the conversation when he meets these women and you start talking about your personal life and somebody says, you have any kids?
No, I do not.
No, but does your father answer women honestly when they say, do you have any kids?
Oh, yes, he does.
Jeez, my gosh. Okay, hey, you're a citizen, Lala.
A sway in the morning, number 10.
Number 10. Number 10. She's one of us. We got more Celebrity Wire.
Yup, Chris Brown, he's in another feud. This time it's him versus Wendy Williams and Perez Hilton.
26 minutes into the hour. Sway in the morning, 30 minutes into the hour. We got one more Celebrity Wire story. Tracy G.
And Sway, the end is not near when it comes to this war of words between Chris Brown and Wendy Williams. So we know a couple weeks back, Wendy, when she was on her show, she called Chris Brown a junkie. Then Chris Brown, he went on Twitter. He said no words for turds. Now, recently, Perez Hilton, he was on Wendy's show. And he already is not in good standing with Chris. And he gave some commentary on our story yesterday about Breezy losing his virginity at 8. Listen to what he said.
Now he's describing it in such a way as, yeah, doing it that young helped me be a beast at it and the best at it. Chris Brown has a disease. His disease is he has half a brain. I really think he has half a brain. It's not working properly. And I don't say that to be mean.
He might be a beast in the bedroom, though. We don't know.
Well, he talks about that. He says that there is no woman he's been with that will complain, but he just does not have a grasp of reality.
Now, Perez, he was already poking at that beast before he even went on the show because he hopped on Twitter. He added Chris Brown. He said, oh, I'm going to be on the show. I hope Chris Brown is not watching because I'm going to say some mean things. Chris Brown, he was absolutely watching. He went on Twitter after the show. He said, thanks for the publicity. Your insecurities are manifested by your hatred. Princess Perez and Wicked Witch Wendy. Then he said, flunkies. And he continued saying, can't take advice from two buff chicks when one can't stand to look at herself without plastic surgery and the other is forever on his period. I'm going back to sleep.
I think this is a great opportunity for Wendy.
How so?
Okay, now I know you guys heard that Kanye West will be on Jimmy Kimmel. I think Chris Brown will make his way right onto and sit down, and it'd be great for Wendy. Big ratings. They all end up talking to these people at some point. Like these artists will end up talking and getting on somebody's couch. I think it's great for Wendy. Go, Wendy. Whoop, whoop. Shout it out. I think it's great for Wendy.
That's a good theory. I can see that.
No, that would be interesting. We will all be tuned in.
Yes.
Tracy G, thank you for that Celebrity Wire.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are in the presence of greatness. Every now and then, there are classic, innovative, unique people who stand the test of time and help push the culture forward through their tenure that you may or may not know of, but that you should know of. This is a name you should know. It's the CEO and founder of the world's largest DJ coalition, the Core DJs, celebrating their 10-year anniversary. I was there when it first started. I remember they've helped to not only break some of your favorite artists over the years, but also bring organization to one of the most vital parts of this culture, the DJ community. It's almost like a mafia, Heather B.
I know.
It's almost like a mafia.
I don't want to call it a mafia.
It's a mafia.
It's not a mafia. I just thought we needed some union. That was it, man.
And Tony Neal helped to create that union. Welcome him to the show.
Yay.
Thank you.
He also does the mix show here on Shade 4-5.
Yep.
He owns a radio station in Milwaukee.
Yep.
He's running a radio station in Miami.
Yep.
He's my friend. and I'm happy to see him.
Definitely.
Because it reminds me of what's good about the business.
Wow.
Tony Neal, ladies and gentlemen.
I just try to stay focused, man, and just stay out of everybody's way now. You know what I'm saying? There's no more arguing, no more beefing, no more fighting. I'm just
You're not fighting
working.
No more?
Nah.
Oh, wow. Tony, you ain't the same, dog.
I'm fighting. I'm fighting for what's real.
Okay.
But you know, personally, it's a lot of people who don't deserve that attention.
Absolutely. And I want to commend you. We don't hear enough of these stories. This is the evolution of the DJ, who went from the bedroom to the parks, to the records, to the radio.
Man, from the street.
From the street.
to bedroom.
Exactly. From
we didn't have a bedroom at first.
Didn't have a bedroom to now being an owner of a radio station. That's the evolution of the DJ.
Wow.
Congratulations, man. Tony Neal.
Appreciate it.
So you going to entertain us today?
Yeah, I'm going to start old school. I'm going to go into the new, but I'm going to start old school because it's a morning show and I feel like starting old school.
Okay, go with your show. Hey, man, you the boss. All right, and you can reach him on Twitter at I am Tony Neal. You spell Neal Neal.
Yep.
Enjoy. Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5.
Live and direct. It's Sway in the morning.
Right here on Shade 45.
Oh, man. We've been working out in the hallways right now.
Turn
That
up.
damn Tony Neal is in here, core DJs.
I try to do a little everything, man.
Man, you took us from the old to the new. It was one song that I didn't even know.
I asked Tony, who is that?
That's my artist, man. Alja Chameleon featuring Future. Mr. Moneybags. Like Alja is the
How do you
the
spell
best.
that?
Alja.
Alja. That's a cool
Alja,
name.
Alja
What, is that his real name? Alja?
Her.
Oh, her.
Yeah, her.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a female, but and it's not to big up your artist like that, like you asked me to say it. I'm just generally asked, who is that?
Heather knows a female artist when she but yeah, she's doing a lot. She wrote for a whole bunch of people like, Rihanna's and the Mindless Behavior and just a list that goes on.
Oh, yeah, I love Mindless Behavior,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Them boys are dope. I like watching them perform. Alja is your artist in what way?
It's a manager.
You manage
Yeah,
Alja?
manager, yeah.
You got to get her to come up here.
Oh,
then.
definitely. She was supposed to come, but she's got a big thing she's working on, getting ready for a new show. So she had to stay in Atlanta and get it together.
But what kind of show? TV show?
That's
Radio
a TV
show?
show.
Love and Hip Hop?
Kind of TV show.
Oh.
A TV show.
Oh.
A TV show. Just a TV show, man. I just say that.
Yo, man, you killed this so big that DJ Premier
That's
just
my
walked
dog.
in here.
Premier, boy.
Premier
Yo.
jumping at him. Man,
Huge.
Jump on the mic, man.
Man, I don't know what to do.
Man, DJ
Heather,
Premier is here.
Sway, Heather.
Tony Neal.
Premier now,
DJ
yo.
Premier.
Going crazy
Wow,
in here.
Primo,
What's going
what
on?
up,
What's
man?
going
Man,
on?
ladies and gentlemen, DJ Premier. just walked in. Man, Primo, how you been, man?
I'm good. I'm good. My motto is as long as you wake up, everything else gets dealt with.
Damn, we just had Tony Neal bless us on
What
the
up, Tony?
turntable.
What's up, Pete? What's
I'm
going on,
good.
man?
Good.
How you been?
I was listening to you on the way.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
They-
Just have you listen. It's cool. It's good
There
enough
it
for me.
is. But they know I'm a morning show listener. I call every blue moon just to talk shit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we love it. We feel honored when he shits on us.
That's
It's okay.
Yeah, I missed my mix. One day I had to fill in, and then I ended up hanging out with y'all in the big room when y'all
right.
had Sean Price up here.
That's right. And that was crazy. That was good.
Oh yeah. Sean Price is a nut.
But I love Sean Price, man.
Yeah, you gotta give it up to him. Shout to him. Shout to the whole BCC.
I saw him perform in Milwaukee. Oh no, was it Milwaukee or Minnesota?
Rhyme
Sayers.
Sayers?
Rhyme Sayers, that's Minnesota. Oh yeah, Minnesota. My bad.
The festival.
The festival.
Yeah.
Yep. Now Primo got his freshly cut. Right now, look at him, man. Look at him. He got.
When you know you're traveling, that's when you put on the "I gotta look cute" which when it comes to me, I really don't give a fuck
about my appearance. I do. I guess the older you get, you start to care. I'm 47 now, so
Man, you look like you're 22, man.
Thank you.
What are you about to do? What are you about to go and do?
I gotta
pull it up. But I'm going to Napa Valley. To do the wine country. Shout to my homie Garrett Onfeld. He has a wine which I brought y'all bottles, of course.
Okay.
His wine is called
G Wine Cellars.
Wine Cellars.
Yeah, and it's tomorrow, but I'm flying out there today, and it's at the place called Empire Napa, which is 1400 First Street. It's from 9 to 2. $95 a person. So I'm like, damn.
No, Primo.
All you can drink, though. All you can drink.
That's nothing for Napa.
Yeah.
$95 is nothing but rich people
no question.
who live in those vineyard areas.
Yeah.
Because we drive right through it when we go to Clear Lake.
Oh, yeah. Because you got to fly to either Frisco or Oakland to get there anyway, which is 45-minute drive.
Yeah.
What happened was I met him at Christina
Aguilera's wedding.
Did he just...
Yeah, he studied.
Yeah, I met him at Christina. Well, I stutter sometimes.
No, not stutter, stunt.
Oh, stunt.
Did you just
stutter and I stunt?
Well, no, you stunned it because you said
hold
Christina
up.
Aguilera.
Before you continue that story, I want to hear all about the Christina Aguilera's
All right.
wedding.
Yeah.
Tony Neal, I want to thank you for coming by.
Appreciate you having me. Thank you for having me.
Anytime.
Appreciate that,
If
man.
people
Thank
want to reach you, how can they reach you?
Just hit me on Twitter, man. At I am Tony Neal. That's all my networks: Facebook, Twitter, all that. I just try to keep everything consistent. Instagram, all that, same thing.
Well, that's
I am
great.
Tony
He's a big
Neal.
part of the DJ family, man. For real.
You know
I
what?
try to be, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
I like. So that's what I wait for people like you, Heather, Premier, to say things like that. That's when I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Man,
You know
Sway ain't giving you slot time unless you're official.
Yeah, that's true, man. I hate whackness. I'm allergic to a whackness.
I heard you told R. Kelly he couldn't do an interview because he was late.
Sway.
Heard. Hearsay.
It's just a rumor.
All right, if you want to talk to DJ Premier, 888-742-3345. We got Getting the Game up next. Tony Neal is here. Midwest finest.
You know it.
Tony.
Southeast finest. Primo, listen, if you're in California and in Northern California, the Napa Valley is where the best wines in the world come from.
Yeah, and I
see. I had to learn that because, like I said, again, shout to Garrett Onfeld. That's who makes the wine.
that's why he calls it G wine. And
back in 2005 when I was working on Christina's album for
Back to Basics.
Christina Aguilera.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I was working on Christina Aguilera.
Chrissy's.
Yeah, or XT.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
We have a brother-sister relationship now, so we could, me and her crack on each other and everything. She's mad cool.
I like her.
You
know what I'm saying? And what happened was she had you have the pre-party, the day before the wedding.
Yeah.
So she had a dinner in Napa Valley at what was it called? The Arberge. Which it sounds like some money shit.
So, yeah.
I'm walking around
with the groom, her ex-husband, Jordy, shout to him. I was walking around with his father smoking the joint in the gazebo.
Wow.
All right.
Wow.
I like this
He
story.
could have said a stogie or a cigarette. He said a joint.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, when you're around all these people going, damn, man, I can smoke around here and everybody's cool.
Yeah.
So I have like about a half a joint hanging out my mouth.
And I'm going to the bar to grab a Crown Royal because, I'm originally from Texas and Crown Royal's really big in Texas, as well as Jack Daniels. And so
I'm drinking that, and Garrett, his father was actually she catered food from L.A. from a Chinese restaurant that she loves a lot. But his father was the one that just took care of making sure everybody gets fed the food or whatever. So I'm chilling. And he goes, yo, man, I see you. He said, where'd you get that joint from? That smells good. And he said, and also I see you walking around with whiskey. Why don't you drink some wine? I'm like, wine? I don't drink that shit. And he's like, yo, chill, man. This is like our livelihood. And, like he took it seriously. Like this is our culture. Yeah. But I didn't take it that seriously like that because I just really didn't know the culture like that.
Yeah.
He said, yo, ain't the wedding like at night? And I was like, yeah, it's at 7:00 at night. He goes, yo, want me and my girl pick you up and take you to go wine tasting? And I'm like, dude, that's corny. I'm not doing that. He's like, listen, this whole town is that, respect our town. So I was like, you know what? All right, come pick me up. Him and his girlfriend picked me up, took me to all these different places, and then I learned the culture of wine tasting. Now I love wine.
Yeah, because you got you fucked up.
Oh, yeah. But I just didn't know that much of the it's a culture, just like hip hop is, you know what I'm saying?
People that study it are called sommeliers. It takes years. It's only 100, well, not even 100. There's 95 master sommeliers in the world. It is absolutely one of the things that if you can study to become a sommelier, it is a 6-figure business, high 6 figures, and it's a entire lifestyle.
Spoken like a true connoisseur.
Yeah, she knows. Yo, she's right. She's right.
Speaking French
she's
right
right.
now. We got Corey on the line real quick. We got Corey from California. You want to say what up to Primo?
Primo, it's an honor, brother.
My man, thank you, Corey. Appreciate it.
It's funny, man. Your father, Dr. Martin, taught me at Prairie View.
Well, he was my dean. So imagine having your father as your dean.
Wow.
Wow. It's funny because he used to call me his grandson. My name's Corey, and I guess my nephew's name is Corey. Yeah, shout to him. Exactly.
Yo, did he know hip hop?
Who?
His father.
Did he know hip hop?
Yeah.
I didn't hear him say anything about hip hop, but it was just crazy because I went to his office and he was like, "Oh, you from New York?" I'm actually from New York, but I'm in California. And he was like, "You know DJ Premier?" I was like, "What? Do I know DJ Premier?" And he was just like, "That's my son." And I was like, "What?"
That's
crazy. Prairieview's a small school.
Yeah,
so
shout to all the HBCU colleges too, man.
Man, Premier. So once again, people want to see you. It's tomorrow. The party.
Yeah, tomorrow in Napa Valley at it's called Empire Napa. It's on 1400 First Street. It's from 9 to 2 a.m. And 90 all you could drink and Bites by Empire. So I guess Bites is food.
Yeah. All right. And you're DJing?
Yeah, I'm DJing.
Oh, that's dope.
I know because me and Gary got once I did the wine tasting.
Yeah.
We got real cool. I introduced him to Christina. I was like, "Yo," to Christina Aguilera, to make that clear, to even get her bottles of wine because she loves wine. And and then you see, I bought y'all 3 bottles.
Thank you,
three
man.
different bottles.
Okay,
he has different flavors. He has white wine as well, but he had shipped me a box about a few months ago, and I was like, "Yo, which ones do I give him?" And he said, "Get the Claret." He said, "Get the Cab." And there was a third one.
Yeah, that's on the floor. That's on hold.
Okay. You know what, Primo?
Well, you said you're gonna make some sangria out of it.
Yeah, I'll make some sangria with it.
She took a whole bottle to herself, Primo.
Yeah, she could do that. That's
Yo, when is y'all project coming? After being Premier, got a project.
We making a special announcement soon.
Yeah,
we
have a few announcements to
you
make.
didn't know that Tony Neal?
No, you see one thing I like about Heather. One thing I like about Heather, like I said, she is the queen of keeping secrets.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, and
shut up, Sway.
It's true because we've known each other from way back, just in the hip hop days and that era, and then we just grew to be really good friends. But there's things that I have already wanted to talk about. And she's like, not yet until we're rolling.
Okay, but that we know it's a project coming.
Oh, a few things.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Primo,
few
thank you
things.
for coming by, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Any time.
Oh, right. Can I know? Well, we're all related. Shout to Shade 45. Rest in peace to Proof Forever. Shout to Paul Rosenberg and shout to Reef and the whole staff. And y'all can catch me on Friday at I guess you call it a sister station.
The sister station.
We call it the brother station.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I'm on Hip Hop Nation every Friday night from 10 to midnight. It's called Live from Headquarters. And Channel 44. So we're right next door.
I listen all the time. It's sick.
Shout to Ron Mills and shout to Reggie Hawkins and Geronimo.
All right. Yes.
DJ Wonder.
Can Premier stay for getting the game?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was like, man, we giving me sign language.
What's getting
Premier,
the game?
We'll explain that up next.
All right, I'm with it.
Sway in the morning.
There it is.
My friends, to get in the game, 90% of it's attitude. There is a swagger. So every time you let rip to the heavens, say it with attitude. Say it like it's the last happiest breath you are ever gonna take. Get in the game.
All right, 22 minutes in the hour. Listen, this is special Get in the Game right now. We got the legendary, arguably one of the most important producers, one of the biggest groups music has ever seen. The one only DJ Premier joining us for Get in the Game.
Good morning.
Good morning, man.
What's up, Tracy?
You.
Tracy G. Say how to Alette. She always gets bashful around.
Nah, I know Tracy. Tracy's fan.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
what you know about me?
You be seeing her out?
What you know about me? I'm gonna make a record call. What you know about me? What you know about me? What you know about me?
You see her out on the town at all?
Man, I caught her the other day. Creeping out of some building. No, just
All right, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have Jay Dollars is on the line from Connecticut. He's our Get in the Game artist. You could get into Get in the Game. All you got to do is email us at swayinthemorning@gmail.com. Leave your information. Leave 2 songs. And you too could be like Jay Dollars from Connecticut. Jay Dollars, what's up?
Yo, what's going on, Sway? What's going on, everybody?
Good morning.
Jay Dollars.
Hey.
Hey, Jay Dollars, man. We got DJ Premier that's going to sit in your Get in the Game session, man. How does that make you feel?
Hey, man, that's a blessing. That's a blessing.
That's what's up. Now,
Hey, Premier, what's up? What's up, Wonder?
All right.
Hey, so, Jay, how long you been rapping, man?
Hey, man, I've been rapping, maybe out of, like 5-6 years. Ever since middle school, I've been writing, rapping, putting songs down, making it work.
Okay. Have you put out music, mixtapes, or you in Connecticut, man? What's the scene like in Connecticut?
Yeah, well, the Connecticut music scene is definitely popping. I mean,
it's underestimated as far as what people believe Connecticut is. But there's a lot of talented artists out here as well as myself. But yeah, I put out mixtapes. I put out mixtapes on that Piff. You can get them on jdollars.com. All my music is up there. My videos, everything is up there. I got a good handful of selections too.
Okay, man. Okay, so we'll find out more about J.
Can I ask him a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who are 3 MCs that influenced you to want to spit?
Influenced me to want to spit. I could say, obviously, the top shot, is Biggie. Biggie, when I grew up, that was the best rapper in the game to me. I want to say nowadays, I like the new music that's coming out right now.
No, I said that made you want to rhyme.
Like 2 more. You said Biggie. Who else?
I like J. Cole, and I don't know. I would say Drake too. I mean, I'm not scared to say the new artists too, because I like what they got coming to the table.
Yeah, but you say you've been rhyming for 5 years. They just came out about 5 years ago. So did they make you want to spit?
I'm gonna be honest with you. My own life experiences and the things that I go through is really what made me want to spit all these years.
All right.
I honestly listen to myself and the team around me, and that's not even being whatever. I'm just trying to answer honestly.
Oh, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Always be honest, because somebody will pull your file in this rap shit. Please believe it.
And Premier, I like Premier. You got to do Get in the Game all the time. I can't get shit out of these dudes, man. All right, hey, J. Dollars, we're going to play his first song. We want the citizens tuned in. Everybody tuned in right now. Tell us what you think of the song. Should we put them in a game or sit them on a bench? This one is Think They Mad by J. Dollars. Yeah, that's my man J. Dollars. Get in the game, 28 minutes in the hour. Let us know we should put them in the game or sit them on the bench. Primo, what you think of that one, Primo?
Russell Peters is whose car I was borrowing in L.A. We're listening to y'all every morning.
Oh, that's the comedian?
The comedian, yeah.
Oh, that was Russell?
Yeah.
Oh, I just shook his hand.
Yes.
No, Premier be stunting all over the...
All
what do you think of
day.
the song, man? What do you think of the song?
I think lyrically it was good. I wasn't into the track.
Okay.
Because the style, being he's from the East Coast and he's repping Connecticut, I think that most East Coast artists should sound like the city and the town they come from. Just like the West Coast always has the sound that they have.
Atlanta
to show.
has its sound.
Yeah.
Houston has its sound,
And that's my only gripe with any artist that's from the East Coast is make your sound of your city. Scarface said it. I come to New York now and he said it don't even sound like New York. It sounds like I'm still in Texas. That's my one flaw. I think you need to find cats who can make your voice and your lyrics sound better to tracks, because lyrically I thought he did his thing.
Did it right?
So
Okay.
I'll let him play. I'll let him play.
Okay, you'll play it on your show?
No.
Okay. That's honesty, J. Dollars. Okay.
It's gotta be boom bap.
We got Jimmy on the line from New Jersey. Should we put him in the game or sit him on the bench?
Man, sit him on the bench, man.
Ooh.
Okay. All right. Teddy Rose for Philly. Put him in the game or sit him on the bench?
Sit his ass on the bench. Too many elementary rhymes, man.
Okay. Ranger in Chicago. Bench or in the game?
Hey, listen. Y'all put his ass on the bench, man. But this way, I love you.
Thank you.
Premier.
Yes, sir.
Love you.
Love you too, brother.
Man. Hey, for real, man. I wish I had a minute where I can talk to you, but I know Sway and them got to go.
Just like that. All right, Tim in Texas. Put him in the game or sit him on the bench?
He's ready to get played left out.
Okay.
Damn, this is so
Maurice, put him in the game or sit him on the bench?
He's on regional, man. Put him on the bench.
All right, that's what we're going to do. J. Dollars, hold up. You got one more song to play. It's called Trap.
I do got one more song to play. This Trap House. This song, I probably connect with everybody who's sitting here talking about putting me on the bench, but it is what it is.
All right. Let us know what you guys think. This is J. Dollars. Get in the game. It's called Trap House. 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning. That's Trap House by J. Dollars. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the callers first.
Okay.
And then I'm going to let Premier and Tony Neal speak on the track.
Shout to Bumpy Knuckles who's listening right now.
Yo, Bumpy.
Yeah, he just texted me. And shout to Torrey. Torrey, too. He said, yeah, you think you know about wine, nigga? Yeah, I know about wine. Torrey.
Torrey, the homie? The correspondent?
Yeah, no. Torrey, the MC.
The MC
who's actually on Hip Hop Nation with Eclipse on Sunday nights.
Yeah, I went too deep.
From 10 to midnight.
All right,
yeah, shout to Torrey.
Yo, Bumpy Knuckles, what's up?
Bumpy.
All right. Okay, so we're going to go to the callers first. Let me see. Jeez. Okay, we got Kirby and Callie. Should we put them in the game or sit them on the bench?
Hey, put them in the game, man. Fuck all these haters, man. Put them in the game, man.
Yeah.
Okay, there it is. All right, Doughboy in Chicago. Put them in the. What up, family? How you doing?
What's up? This is DJ Illboy, Mix Master, Chicago rapping. What's up,
Oh, say it, son. You need to be a court DJ.
Yeah. What's up? You got to put me on the radio. You got to put me on the radio. I'm ready to shine. I'm ready to shine.
You ready? Well, Tony Neal was right there, man. How can they join the court DJs, Tony?
We go by referrals. The DJs in the market.
Oh,
you know what I'm
nice.
saying? I don't really put DJs in the court. Like, I let DJs that, you know what I'm saying,
Like,
doing
so
your thing, and my DJs will tell me, like, yo, you need to check him out. You know what
So
I'm
if
saying?
Timbuktu called you and said, check him out, you would check him out.
Oh, yeah. Timbuktu, well, you know, that he's not in the court. That's my family, and he's reputable, so I would have been like, yeah.
Okay, cool. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
What do you think, Doughboy? Is it Doughboy?
Illboy.
Should we? Illboy.
I think I'd rather listen to him than listen to 2 Chainz all day, man. This guy sounds good, man. I'm getting tired of hearing 2 Chainz.
All right.
This guy's solid.
Okay. All right. All right.
Good luck,
All right. John in Vegas. Put him in the game or sit him on the bench. John, you there?
Oh, there you go. Hey, I'm going to have to say, man, sit him on the bench because Premier asked him a simple question earlier, and he couldn't even answer who the 3 rappers were that inspired him. Not only sit him on the bench, but go back to the tryout or go back to training camp before the tryout.
Wow. Damn. John,
I'm talking about the music.
All right. Lincoln and West Point. Jay Dollars.
Jay Dollars be arguing back with people.
Lincoln is at West Point. Should we put him in the game or sit him on the bench?
Yeah, sit him on the bench. Like the last caller said, he couldn't even name 3 MCs that's in
Stop talking about that. Talk about the music.
What do you think of the last song? But hold up, Lincoln. Let's just focus on the Trap House song we just played. What do you think of that particular song?
I actually like that, you know.
Okay, then let's put them in the game, baby. Let's put them in the game. Just, you know. All right, Mark in Denver.
Oh, Mark ass Buster.
Tell him. Yo, what up, Sway?
What up, Mark?
Hip hop man. Yo, I gotta say,
Wait, hold up. Before you answer it, just base it on the last song we played. Based on that song.
Oh, no, I ain't gonna be like some other 2 that got way off topic, but I like the production, but he still needs a little work. And not to mention, man, that Trap House shit is getting real old, so for right now, he got to go on the bench.
That's what I was about to say.
All right, okay.
Can I explain real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yo, that Trap House track, it's not about trapping and all, like, it's not what he just said, like, oh, it's getting old. The Trap House track is to simply glorify light and put light on what's really going to happen in the streets and in the hood, where you got people that want to get out of a certain lifestyle that's all that they know, but they still trapped. So they stuck into it. It's a bigger picture than what y'all just sit here hearing the name Trap House and think I'm out here on some 2 Chainz. Nah, I'm talking about a bigger picture about people feeling trapped and trying to get out of a life that they've known because that's what they've been brought up into. But yeah,
I think.
Go, Tony Neal want to speak on it.
I think that I like the track. I like what you're saying. But the girl singing, the Trap House part, her singing it, it's like maybe she should have sung something else, and you should have said something about the Trap House in the record. Like she should have sung something different because that kind of just threw it off for me.
Okay, that's
like,
Tony.
Yeah, it was nice though.
And Jay, check this out. Tony Neal is like he's a program director.
No, I respect it.
At multiple stations.
We can't put Trap House on the radio. Like that's just
all right.
From my end anyway.
I have to admit, when he said Trap House, I'm like, oh God. But
exactly.
But when I heard the track, that's more my flavor.
That's what I said. The same thing.
And so that one, I'll say put him in the game.
You say put him in the game. Primo said put him in the game.
On that one.
Okay.
On that one.
Hey, Jay.
Not the first one.
Jay Dollars. His name is Jay Dollars. How can people reach you, man?
JDollars.com. You got everything up there. You know, I'm on Twitter at the real J Dollars. Dollars spelled with a Z. DOLLAZ. But yeah, everything else is it's J Dollars.
Why you call yourself J Dollars?
How do I spell
Why do you call yourself that?
Oh, you know, ever since first of all my brothers' names with a J. Like, we all got the same initials. So I'm the youngest J. So I started out as young J. And then I've always been young getting money. I've always had dollars in my pocket. So.
All right, then. Shit.
Primo.
Yeah.
He getting money.
All right. I ain't mad at you, player.
Hey, man, you keep working, bro. You got the fact that you can even trigger this kind of reaction out of people means that there's something intangible happening with your music. Just keep working, man. All right.
And to the people, you know what I mean? It's really hard on the last minute to choose 2 songs to go up, but I do respect it, and I appreciate the opportunity.
All right, we're looking for you, man.
I have more time, y'all gonna hear some good stuff from me. I appreciate it.
All
That's
right.
what's up.
And that Trap House was my favorite out of the 2.
Mine too, Sway.
All right.
Jay, that's where my music sounds like most of the time.
That's what's up. Jay Dollars, keep it moving, man.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, represent that Connecticut. Primo, thank you for coming
Yeah,
through.
thanks for having me.
You still want to keep hanging out?
Fuck it.
All right, let me know, because Pusha T is up next.
Pusha. Shout to Malice, too, his brother Malice. Shout to the whole clip. Shout to VA, man.
That's what's up. Pusha T up next. If you want to speak to him, 888-742-3345. But first, let's play some Bumpy Knuckles.
Ooh, Bumpy.
Always paid attention.
Sway in the morning, Shade 4-5. Woo! Hey, man. Have the B.
Talk to me.
We got DJ Premier here.
Of course, I love it.
We got a panel of legends here. Tony Neal is here from the Core DJs.
Oh, man, I ain't even see Tony Neal.
Yeah.
What up, G?
I had to.
Oh!
You snuck in here. What up, boy? Yeah. What up? I wanted to make it special because this is a special moment.
Yeah.
My name is my name.
My name is my name.
Yes.
We've been waiting for this nourishment for a long time now.
Thank you.
I
like that it's called nourishment.
That's what good food is and good music.
It's nourishment.
I like that.
Absolutely. When I listen to songs and I go through some of the lyrics, like they tipping the scales for these crackers to win. No reading or writing.
Made a savage of men.
Yeah.
They praying for jail, but I mastered the pen. Descended from kings, we at it again. Just hand me the crown, I'm active again. Okay.
I love you. Listen. Pusha T is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah. What up, what up?
You know what? Okay, we just everybody gonna jump in this conversation because number one, I'm happy this album out.
Thank you. I am too, man.
Okay. Why are you? Well, it's been so. I can imagine as an artist why you're happy, right?
Yeah, man. I you know what? I was going through so much, as far as just putting out this album, and people were like, "Yo, your album should have been out," and so on and so forth. But I personally felt like I had to retune the listener to even get used to hearing me by myself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I remember my first couple freestyles, 2010. They were just solo, and people was like, "Nah, that ain't it, B."
Right,
like,
right.
Where Malice at?
Right.
Like I've always been the brash, wordplay side of the clips. There was a conscious side of the clips that people just, they wanted to always hear those two sweet and sour sides together.
Yeah.
And when they didn't hear my brother, it was like, man, they weren't that receptive. So. The time it took for this album to come out, I feel like, man, I've been setting people up for this the whole way through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think now the time is actually right.
Absolutely. And I think not only did you have to tune them into getting used to listening to you solo, but you got to tune the listeners into how to listen to rap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I had some help, though. I had some help with that.
What do you mean?
I had some help with that this year. And I feel like with the releases of this year, the J. Cole album, the Wale album, the Jay-Z album, the Drake album, Kendrick Lamar. Like, I feel like it's a wave going on right now. It's a wave of like getting back to lyric-driven hip-hop and that wave is, I gotta say, it's helping me.
Yeah, Nostalgia is a song that you and Kendrick teamed up on, and Nostalgia, a lot of people. If you have any critique, it'll probably be the talking about drugs so much. But that's easy. Anybody can say that.
Let's call it nostalgia because it's called nostalgia.
Yeah,
I was wondering about the spelling.
Nostalgia.
I was wondering about the spelling because when I called the label to get it, shout out to your manager too because he sent it to me and I was like, "Yo, it's spelled wrong." He goes, "Nah, push it. Wanted it to spell that
right."
He said he has an explanation for it, so now I know why. Got it.
And then Pusha does the nose noise too. Nostalgia. There it is.
Okay, got it.
But
shout out to all my old cocaine cocaine users.
I was gonna say, like, that sounds professional.
That's
Streets, man. The streets is out here, man.
So what I was going to say, what was I going to say? No, but the people, if you had any critique, it was about the drug commentary, which is something you've done. And but you also, what I look for is deeper is when you talk about the perils of the drug and how it affects your neighborhood and how it's affected your life and environment,
right? As
well. Do you feel like people never hear that message?
Of course they don't, man. You know, people only take it for face value. You know, people like they always talk about, you know, my name is my name. I titled the album that because I said, man, I've been here for over 10 years now. So now you ain't got to listen to Pusha T for real. Mm-hmm. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're making a decision to listen to him if you want to hear him. You know what I'm about. My name is Pusha T. You know, my first record ever on Elektra when I got dropped was I Got Caught Dylan at the age of 15.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then it goes to the funeral talking about, you know what I'm saying, my boys who, all the funerals I went to that year. And I was like, man, I'm going to eulogize myself.
Mm-hmm.
Funeral was a dope video.
Then, you know what I'm saying? Then we get into 2002 grinding. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 2002 grinding.
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm saying? When me and my brother were doing, like, it took 9 months for that record to break. 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people think that record was just it. And when in all actuality, it took 9 months, and me and my brother doing $3,000 shows all over the country for every dope boy in his neighborhood, all over the country for that whole 9 months. Before finally the world was just like, wait a minute, there's something with this.
Yeah.
The streets is the only people who really embraced us and like even knew what we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, people have their issues with my content and so on and so forth, but man, they not listening well enough. The parallels that we draw, you know, to the streets and the parallel we draw to the streets, it's not just gratuitous. Oh, you know, 36 O's, you know, such and such and so and so. Man, you get the gospel from us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking from me and my brother still, you know, because I just still do that. But right now, even as a soloist, man, like, you know, this is lyric driven hip hop. It's still creative. It's still, you know, it's similes, it's metaphors, it's colors, man. It's not just cocaine.
Yeah.
They gave us that cocaine rap. I ain't never called it that. I ain't call it that when the message was out.
Yeah.
I ain't calling it that now.
You're not. Pusha T is here. I want to ask you about more cocaine. You don't still sell it, do you?
This guy. No, swear, I don't still sell drugs.
Okay, great. Good to know.
Thanks.
All right, you ain't using them?
No, I'm not using them either.
Good. First line of this song is, I sold more dope
than I sold records.
You sold more...
No.
No. Yo, I sold more dope
than I sold records. You niggas sold records, never sold dope. So I ain't hearing none of that street shit. Cause in my mind, you motherfuckers sold soap.
Ooh.
Yeah, Hold On is a good record.
Here it is. Man, the album is my name. Is my name.
When you feeding on hate, you empty, my nigga. It shows. Man. Shout out my man Ross, man.
Yeah, he killed that. Building Ethiopian schools.
Yes, he should enroll in itself. Hey, listen, man. You were talking that gospel. I said, Lord.
Who produced that track?
Who produced Hold On?
We got
Hudson.
We got some notes.
Kanye and Hudson Mohawk.
Mohawk,
Okay.
yeah. That was, you like that push, Primo?
Yeah, well, you know, I got an advanced copy of the album, and when I heard, you know, you always looking for that next record, and that was the one that grabbed me.
That's the one that grabbed.
Yeah.
That was one of the ones that grabbed.
Because Numbers on the Board had already leaked, and we were playing that hard body, so you know, and so you know, once you get past that, you want another one, and Nostalgia.
That's another one.
You know, I heard it on the radio and was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
and was like, God damn it,
that
you know.
T.
And then boom, you know, DJs like to pick their own records.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pick up the album. My Name Is My Name.
Please do.
Not only DJs, not only, you know, citizens of Sway in the Morning and consumers have been anticipating this. We had one of the most recognized artists of this new generation, one of the most talked about artists come up in here, Tyler the Creator. And I told Tyler, man, I want you to, invoke the spirit of rap and bust a freestyle for me. And this is what he kept saying.
My name is my name.
At the beat, you ready for this?
I'm here.
You ever had a hot dog, nigga? My name is my name, nigga.
There it is, man. He was excited. I like saying it's power
Yo, man,
in saying
Tyler is a clown, man.
Yeah. That's a funny dude.
Yeah, he is.
But I like saying my name is my name. It kind of it feels like it reminds me of Amistad or Roots or
wow.
My name is my name.
Django?
Yo, Django? You took it from Marlo Stansfield from The Wire and brought him to Django. You know what, Sweat?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Don't set us back, baby.
Man, nah, but you got. I mean, some of your lyrics. When I listen to, I like lyrics that take us, that remind us where we came from.
Oh, 100%.
You do that lyrically. Like that's why I brought up they tipping the scales for these, that lyric from Hold On. You got lyrics. I like Pain too.
Yeah, man.
When you
Pain was incredible record, man.
Pain is Pac from above the rim.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that lyric?
Pain is Pac above the rim. That was the song from the soundtrack.
Okay. All right.
From the soundtrack. Yep. Just drawing those parallels, man. And that's part of the hip hop for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you can go back and reference the line and know what somebody's talking about and see where it comes from.
Yeah.
It's like it's like the gems that I found in 1998 about Reasonable Doubt. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So if a kid don't know, then they happen to stumble across, you know what I'm saying, above the rim or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Right. I got a lot of new young fans.
You got a lot of
fans. I like what Pharrell, you said what Pharrell said the record Snitch stands for.
Oh man, sorry nigga, I'm trying to come home.
Yeah,
that's like that is the GOAT acronym of 2013, man.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's gonna be another one that beats it in 2014.
Yeah, that was clever.
Clever. And Pharrell that's a Pharrell singing on that hook, right?
Yeah, totally Pharrell.
Got to do an R&B soul album. Let's play Snitch, and then we're gonna open up the phone lines. Pusha T is here, 888-742-3345. Sway in the morning, man. Snitch.
Let's talk real, nigga. Let's talk real, niggas.
The thing about Pusha T's album, I'm a fan of it.
How many niggas you know snitching? You ain't kill, nigga.
Go with it, man. Don't stop.
I'm just,
just came out.
Saying.
Like, do you just in the middle of the day, you could be having a conversation with a cousin or something, and all of a sudden you just break out in lyrics?
Nah, man. The process, man. It usually starts with the beat. It usually starts with the beat, and just me listen continuously to it, whether I'm driving, whether I got it on while I'm in the shower or anything. Mm-hmm. But that's where it comes from. That's where it starts.
What's the longest time it ever took you to write a song then? Because I work in that same process. What's the longest time it ever took you?
Man, 40 Acres was a tough one. Like 40 Acres was a write it, rip it up, and then find the pieces, put it back together, and be like, nah, it's not all bad. I just got to push this here. And
okay.
It took a bit. It took a minute.
I'm glad to hear you say that rather than people, I don't never write.
Oh no, listen, I don't even understand that. Like I gotta see like lines. I gotta see alphabets, lines, pad and pen. I can't do no BlackBerry rapping. I mean, writing or any of that. Like I don't even
know how people
I'm
do
stuck.
It.
Yeah, I'm stuck, man.
Bumpy Knuckles always said this to me. He said, it's good, for those that don't know, that's Freddie Fox. He said, it's good to have your shit written somewhere because when you die and move on, your shit is documented as, relics of what you did to put down history and music and your culture.
I like that.
Only whatchamacallit I do without pen and pad is maybe try to find a melody. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll
demonstrate like what you'll go like if somebody
just hum it to the beat and try to find
that's internal.
Listen to this. What would you do? How would you do this?
When like and just
that's internal. That's soul.
And then you just then you just, you know.
I was about to do one.
Then if you feel that, if you feel it or whatever, then you try to, you know, put the pieces in, and then that's when the writing starts.
And then you put the words in. We should try it. Primo, let's see Primo try it. Go.
Okay, I'm a DJ, but that's why I'm not rapping. That's why I'm gonna stick with beats. I'm gonna stick with beats.
Tracy, dude. We know how to
with beats.
Lord, okay, let me see.
Oh, snap. Okay, that's a whack record.
Respect my simplicity, Sway.
Go ahead, Tracy.
Anyways, Pusha, I'm always telling Sway how I'm a really big fan of yours. It's been like that for a long minute. I put a lot of my girls onto you, all the way back into the clips. So when I was listening to this album, I was looking forward to it, and I had to have my ears locked and loaded because I can't miss anything.
Right.
So with that said, there are a couple things that made my heart cringe just a little bit.
I know.
One of them was, might have to headbutt your Evelyn.
I know.
Another one was, I'll probably never pull your chair out, bitch.
Yeah.
Pusha, do you love us still?
Totally. Totally. You know, you know, I was in the 40 Acres record, it goes unpolished, unapologetic. Might have broke a heart or two, but gave an honest effort. My nonchalant attitude is always effort. 35 years of marriage and my mama left it. So you shouldn't question if you ever stood a chance with them. The better question is, did you enjoy the dance with them? Yeah. I probably never pull your chair out. Bitch. You know this money grew your hair out. Switch. All that shit I bought you wear out. Rich. And I'm the only one I care about. You know, sometimes, man.
Okay, you know what? People are not appreciating the fact that you can remember. First of all, lyrically, it's crazy. But do you go over your lyrics every day? Like KRS-One used to say, study your lyrics every day, so at the drop of a moment you can remember. Do you do that? How do you remember this?
Nah, but you know it because I say it so much, and I mean it so much when you're writing it. That that hinders the writing process because you keep reciting the 4 bars that you love, and it's hard to get into 5 through 8.
Right.
So sometimes you gotta leave that alone and stop saying it.
Yep.
But you say it so much, I say it so much that I remember it in the process.
Okay.
But to the ladies, yes, I love the ladies totally.
Bitch.
Hold on,
you know this money grew your hair out.
Yeah, that's true. I can attest to that. That's cool.
But it's I was actually speaking to the, just to the, the letting people know my thought process and my mentality. It wasn't really about the bitch lines. It was about 35 years of marriage and my mom. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My parents split after 35 years.
Right.
Which is, I never thought that I would be. At my age, and that even bothered me. And I realized, this late in life, like, oh, wait a minute, that does have an effect on, my selfishness as a man and how I act, in regards to, having an argument with my girlfriend and so on and so forth. Like, it's easy to say to hell with it because when I think about it, and I think about, I was raised with I had both mine home. Let's keep it real, niggas. Yeah. I had both mine at home. Too. So, what I'm saying? Even I'm out the house area. I'm chilling. I'm, my own place. They argue with me about coming over, more. Mm-hmm. And still, I realized, like, damn, this is probably why I'm,
screwed up.
Yeah, a little bit off. I didn't know you could be off behind things like that. I didn't know.
I got you.
I had a conversation yesterday with someone about. They were asking me about marriage, and I said, man, it just hasn't been in my DNA. Yeah. My older brother's never been married. My older sister never been married. We saw a lot in that department. But I want to ask Pusha T this, because you brought up your parents. I'm curious to how did they react, and I want you to answer this after we play this song, to the fact that you did, having both parents in the house, actually went out and decided to sell drugs,
right,
and live a felonious life.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll take your calls, 888-742-3345.
We growing poppy seeds on my 40 acres. Push.
Pusha T. Ooh.
Yeah. You gotta make that sound so.
Yeah.
They used to call him Tar Baby.
Yeah.
Now he's transcending genres.
Let me ask you something. Just listening to how you interview, and we've known each other for a while.
Yeah.
Shout out to Malice.
That's DJ Premier.
What's up with Grime, man? I ain't seen him.
Yo, man, Grimes living in D.C., man. Grimes made it, man.
Yeah, man, good. That's
Grimes
dope.
made it.
Grimes is grimy.
Grimes made it. Oh, man.
Who was Grimes?
We'll just leave it at Grimes.
His name is Grimes.
His name is his name.
His name is his name.
Okay.
Old VA days, man. We're talking about early '90s. Yeah, he was a wild dude and a good dude too.
Yeah, he's still around.
Yeah,
ready
to wild out at all times.
Still my man. Still my man.
Still your dude.
Yeah.
He's from your past. Y'all grew up together?
No. You know what? He was an older guy. I met him when I was just getting out of high school. Matter of fact, I still was in high school actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and he moved from Norfolk, Virginia to Virginia Beach, Virginia, which was where I lived at. Mm-hmm. And moving over there, we met. It was his partner who was Lucian. They were friends to me and Pharrell, and they had the house with the jacuzzi, and we could bring the college girls to their house, and they were but they were from Norfolk, so them coming to the beach, we exposed them to the beach life, the beach girls and things like that, and they was like the guys, they told me, that, at that time I was like, man, Nas is the best rapper, and, that's what I was into. And, they're like, wild shallow. They was like, man, how you like Nas, man? Jay-Z out here with Versace. This man get on TV in an army jacket. What's wrong with you? Man, we about this money. You ain't, what you talking about? You like who? Nah, we about this money. He talking about this money, this Cristal. Yeah. Do you know that I sip Cristal with Eazy-E? Like they used to talk that type of they were older, but that was that was their twist. That was they supreme baller like that's their thing.
Okay,
they meant that.
They were the real deal. Now let me ask you this: how did you justify to your parents? I got caught selling drugs.
Oh man, you know what I didn't like this is sort of what happened. Like me just being young, I'm 5 years younger than my brother. And my brother, our first record was a song called I Got Caught Dylan at the age of 15. Mm-hmm. Now, it was based on the fact that, when my brother was in high school, he there was like this episode on the news stations, and they had like all the 7 bad areas of Virginia Beach, whatever. And, they were taking the camera out there, and they would show everybody, what I'm saying? They would show just the open air drug market just going on. The kids were unruly and belligerent. So at the end of the day, they went out to the neighborhood that was close to where our neighborhood was. And, the kids were, throwing rocks at the cameras and all that. And lo and behold, somebody gets spotted on TV in the neighborhood. So, my parents drove out there and actually saw my brother, on another day. Yeah. They was like, they drove out there and they see him. You know what I'm saying? He's out there, he got on his hood, he walking back and forth. And they like, what in the hell is going on out here? You know what I'm saying? So that, he comes home and they're like, look, you're going to do all this, you're going to get up out of here, this and that. And, that's what it was. My brother stepped out early. Uh-huh. And, he's been like the head of a household for years, you know what I'm saying, on his own. Then, as I got older, you know what I'm saying, I just ventured off into that world. And one time, somebody had owed me some money. And, we got into a scuffle. Me and the person got into a scuffle. Me and a couple guys got into a scuffle. And the guy came back and shot in front of my parents' home. So, with that being said, the police were called by neighbors and so on and so forth because there was a fight that was in front. There was a line of cars in front of my house. It was a fight. He comes back, he shoots. And, my mother wasn't home. So when she came home and she hears about all this, she's like, wait a minute. What you mean somebody owe you money? It was very, very disappointing. Yeah. Very disappointing. And to my dad, you know what I'm saying? My dad was like, my dad from Tennessee, he's from Chattanooga, Tennessee, hard working, man. You know what I'm saying? He's very honorable man. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he was blown away.
Right.
blown away. And, you know, it was one of them things where I was like, man, I can't ever make them feel like that again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And even, you know, going forward, that was always just my main concern. Cause, you know, my mother's from Norfolk, you know, lived in New York, and that's where we were born at. My dad's from Tennessee. My mother's side of the family, you know what I'm saying, it's a different side, you know, the Bronx and Norfolk, you know, it's different over there than what was going on down south and my dad's side. So it just you know, I didn't like the fact that I totally threw him off, because my dad was never like into like anything like that ever.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you made good today, Pusha T.
No doubt.
You turned a negative into a positive, man.
Right.
And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Man, My Name is the album. Anybody within the sound of my voice, pick that album up today.
Please do.
If you like hip hop,
treat yourself.
Treat yourself. You'll
Treat
be thoroughly
yourself,
entertained.
man.
Pusha, thanks for coming through, brother.
Thank you.
Absolutely, man.
All right.
You got Premier, you got Tony Neal, you got Premier, Heather B. Everybody's interviewing you.
Yo, man, shout out to everybody. Tony Neal, what's up, my man? What up?
All right.
Tracy took my headphones.
Primo, what up, man? Like, this is always like the best interviews, man. Sway, you know you got it, man.
No, man, listen, I'm just a rap fan. That's it.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of yours, man. We got Cameron coming up next.
Bang!
You gonna stay for that?
I'm about to shout to Cam, man.
Stay for Cam, man.
I gotta catch a flight to California
at 5 o'clock. It's only 11:30 on the East. Come on, man.
Wait, why you put his itinerary out there?
Reporting on the latest celebrity news, scandals, and occasional sex tape. It's the Celebrity Wire on Sway in the Morning.
All right, 37 minutes to the hour, Tracy G. We got Cameron coming up in a moment, so if you want to talk to him, call us.
Sway, I have a prediction for a new reality show. It's going to be called Breaking Up with the Kardashians, because after 22 years of marriage, Kris Jenner and Bruce Jenner, they're not getting divorced, but they have officially separated. That means that they're living in different homes. They both put out a joint statement saying we are living separately and we are much happier this way.
It makes sense to me, business-wise, that they would do it this way rather than the other way. I'd be interested to know, though, how does Kylie and Kyle feel about all of this? Or maybe they just used to it. They don't look like they was having much sex anyway.
It doesn't look like it?
No.
You think they would mind knowing that the other person is banging out somebody else even though they're still married?
I wouldn't be surprised if Kris had a little side piece, black, of course, on the side, you know. But Bruce, I don't know who his side chick would be.
Me either.
Bruce Jenner. That's Bruce Jenner. He was on the Wheaties box.
A long time ago.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, so CeeLo, now citizens, if you remember about a year ago, he was facing a really big accusation where a woman from Los Angeles, she was saying that she went out to sushi with him and that he spiked her drink, and then all of a sudden she ends up in a bedroom, she's all the way naked, and then here's CeeLo just peeking at her. Now, coming into the present, CeeLo, he said, okay, this is nothing. He actually came into our show maybe about a month ago or whatnot. He spoke to us exclusively, and he adamantly said that this story is completely fake.
The claims were baseless and untrue. And first of all, I ain't got to rape nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got to sexually batter or abuse nobody. I promise you this. You know what I mean? But the accusation, it was so untimely and unfortunate, because we were in talks with sponsorship and people wanted to get behind me about this the Vegas venture. You know what I mean? Like, and a couple of people walked off from me.
Now, when he sat down with us, the case had actually been dropped, but now, as of today, TMZ is reporting that police have been in the middle of reinvestigating this case. They're going to be ordering a toxicology test. They're going to be looking for more witnesses, and they're going to be resubmitting findings to the DA this week.
Sway, when Sean Kingston was here, you and him had a great conversation about some of his cases and how he settled them. And you always bring this up. Sometimes people just reintroduce things to get money.
Yeah.
Like, even though it's not true, but the celebrity, if you will pay just to make it go away. So say she sues for like $3 million and CeeLo settles for $500,000.
She still got $500,000.
She still comes up.
Yeah, sound like a witch hunt to me.
Yeah, man.
I agree. Now, Chris Brown, we know that he's been in a bunch of tussles with Wendy Williams. At first, Wendy Williams, she was on her show. She said that he looked like a junkie. She was talking about the comments he made about the media's treatment of Jay-Z. Then Breezy, he went on Twitter. He said, no words for turds. That was his infamous hashtag. Now, recently, Perez Hilton, celebrity blogger, Mr. Devo, he was on Wendy's show, and he was pretty much giving his commentary on a story that we reported yesterday about Chris Brown saying that he lost his virginity at 8, and this is what he said.
Now he's describing it in such a way as, yeah, doing it that young helped me be a beast at it and the best at it. Chris Brown has a disease. His disease is he has half a brain. I really think he has half a brain. It's not working properly. And I don't say that to be mean.
He might be a beast in the bedroom, though. We don't know.
Well, he talks about that. He says that there is no woman he's been with that will complain, but he just does not have a grasp of reality.
Now, mind you, Perez Hilton and Chris Brown, they've had their own beef in the past. Plus, Perez knew what he was doing because he got on Twitter before he went on the show and he was poking at the beast and saying, Chris Brown, I hope you don't watch this episode because I'm not going to say the best things about you. Chris Brown, what did he do? Of course, he watched it. He went on Twitter himself. He said, thanks for the publicity. Your insecurities are manifested by your hatred. Princess Perez and Wicked Witch Wendy. Then he went on to call them flunkies and he said, can't take advice from two buff chicks when one can't stand to look at herself without plastic surgery and the other is forever on his period. I'm going back to sleep, LOL.
I think it's a perfect and great opportunity for both Chris and Wendy to like get together in an interview. You know, Kanye, after his girl fight with Jimmy Kimmel, is now appearing on his show. Kanye's smart. You know, he picks fight with you, tell you ain't had no punani in a while, your face is ugly, you SpongeBob, and then comes on your show. Chris Brown, this is perfect. When the next project comes out, go to Wendy.
What do you think, Tony Neal?
I don't know and I don't care.
Hey, man, I don't get in that whole thing, man.
That's
anything concerning like Perez Hilton, dog, I don't even talk about it.
You don't touch on it, huh? All right, well, Tracy G, thank you for that celebrity wife.
You're welcome.
I gotta tell the listeners the truth here. Yeah, I gotta do it, Wonder.
It's freeing.
I have to do it. Hold on, let me get them all on the line together. Hold on, I gotta get everybody on the line together here. All right, let's get Big Rick. You there, Chicago?
No, this is Big Rick in Sacramento.
Okay, well, Big Rick, hold on.
Hold on, Big Rick.
And Nate is in Indiana. What's up, Nate?
Yo, what up?
All right,
Hey, Nate.
Jackie is in Brooklyn. Hey, Jackie.
Jackie!
Hey, what's up?
All right, we got Mac. Mac, what up, Big Mac?
What up?
Can I get a whopper?
We got Bill in Detroit. Bill, say what up to everybody.
What
Bill.
up, Bill?
Billy Bill.
What up?
We got Reno or Rhino? Is it Rhino in San Antonio?
Hey, nah, it's Nino with San Antonio.
Reno. Okay.
Reno.
Okay. So
Gino.
listen, to all the citizens, I want to first just say you are officially
Citizens.
a Sway in the Morning.
Woo!
All right. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Word up. All right. And I want to thank you for supporting the show.
Yep.
And I want to apologize to you
Oh.
because Cam is running so late that the show is going to end. And we're going to have to end the show. So, I'm sorry, you guys.
It's all good.
All right, man. But we had that Pusha T, baby. We killed them with that Pusha T.
My name is my name.
We had that DJ Premier, baby. We had that Tony Neal.
Tony Neal, Milwaukee.
You know, but right now, all we got is each other. The citizens.
Love y'all.
Sway in the Morning. Thank you. Dedicated to y'all.
Welcome to the listener line.
New message.
What up, Sway? This your man Rob out in Minnesota. I'll tell you my laser work right now, man. I was just listening to that political thing. That shit's fucked up. Take it easy.
New message.
DJ Premier wanted to say what's up, give him praise for all that gangsta movement he did for Guru. You know, those dudes were straight out of Boston. Give him love for that. Holla at us, DJ Premier. This is 495 on Fred calling from Mill City, Lowell, Massachusetts. Peace.
New message.
Hey, what's going on with you, Sway? This is DJ Money Matt, based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And, man, I wanted to salute you and the morning show for bringing Pusha T onto the station today. Love the My Name Is My Name album. It's amazing. And, you know, playing Snitch was a great choice. That's the one I'm running with out here. So salute you and everybody in the Sway universe. Have a good day.
New message.
What's up? This is Diamond outside of Providence, Rhode Island. I just wanted to say that I had the Pusha T's album, and that shit is dope as hell. First and foremost, my favorite tracks on there is 40 Acres. That shit was dope. Super dope. Love it.
New message.
Yo, this is Johnny B from San Diego. Just heard that Pusha T 40 Acres. That song is dope, man. Keep on playing that. Love Shade 45 in the morning.
Sway in the morning. Thank you for tuning in. Tony Neal, thank you for coming by. Core DJs.
Reach out. I appreciate it.
I am Tony Neal, Neal.
I am Tony Neal on everything. On Instagram, everything. Twitter, Facebook, all that.
And then also DJ Premier, we got to thank him for coming through.
I got to say, man, I'm going with Heather B, man, again, man.
We'll thank Heather for
saying
showing
that,
up.
man. Y'all crazy, man. What is that, man?
It's hard to get her to show up, but she's here.
Oh, wow.
That's a lie.
Don't listen to that foolishness, Tony Neal.
Where'd the honesty go? I'm sorry. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to wait till my turn.
Young Savvy.
Scabby.
Oh, Scabby. Yeah. Savvy is Kendall. Young Scabby. All right, cool. Tracy G.
I just want to thank everybody, too. Thank you, Sway. Appreciate that, man.
Tony,
It's a long time friend of mine.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Kel.
Man. We've been in this.
Thank you, Reggie, and everybody else. Even supporting the core for so long.
That's DB. Nobody ever thanks DB, man.
DB was holding me down, making sure my equipment, headphones were shaking and hold me down, bro. Hold me down.
Why you blushing though, DB? All right, Pusha T, My Name Is My Name. Pick up that album.
Yeah.
We'll try to get Cam rescheduled.
Yeah.
All right. See if we can work it out. We're gonna try to work it out. Get Cam rescheduled, man. Y'all need to hear Cam. Cam need to hear y'all. It's good to have Cam back on his scene.
Mm-hmm.
And tomorrow we got Vanilla Ice coming by. And Mark Echo.
Oh, is he gonna bring free clothes?
Word.
DJ Anna Luno coming through.
Why so ignore us?
Ain't it?
About white people tomorrow.
Yeah, we got.
What does family?
Purify your race, DJ Wonder.
Family reunion Wonder.
Going straight for the ratings. Tracy G, you could be reached where?
I can be reached on Twitter at It's Tracy G with no E. Also, there's a woman. Her name is Tracy G, and she was cursing me out, saying, "Tell your citizens, your listeners, that yours starts with an ITS." So it's Tracy G, and that's the same for Instagram.
Oh, you're getting Twitter beefs. Heather B?
I could be reached at the happy hour with HeatherB.com.
Okay, now, Friday is all going down. Where's Kelly at? Kelly's here. She's been organizing the party. How are we looking right now, Kelly?
It's looking really good.
Ooh.
But, people, tomorrow is the last day to get on our guest list and stop sending +1s. All you people who don't listen, I need full names or you will not get in.
Oh.
I was about to say you dumb motherfuckers, but
Glad you didn't say it.
Yeah. Tomorrow is the last day to get on the guest list. But it's going to be fun. We got some surprises, some people coming. It's going to be fun, so you really want to come out to AC.
All right, you can email us. You want to get on that guest list at partywithsway@gmail.com.
Am I invited, man?
Tony, are you in town Friday?
Man, I'll try to be.
Come through Atlantic City, baby.
Yeah, Atlantic City. I need to stay.
Man,
got room
man,
up.
come on, let's
Right.
go. We got discounted
Nice.
rooms too. I can't pay for the room, Tony.
It's fine. As long as it's a discount, that's cool with me. It's fine.
Good. All right, just got to go on the Harris site and see the Sway in the Morning party. All right, until tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing left to say.
Are you not entertained?